गुरुदेव प्रभुपाद
ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्याम् अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद महाराज की ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की
जय
नंद गौड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
हरिदास ठाकुर की
जय
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद
भगवत
की
की जय।
गो प्रेमानंदे
हरे हरे बोल।
all glories to some devotees, all
हरे
glories to some
कृष्ण
devotees, all
हरे
glories to
कृष्ण
some
हरे
devotees.
कृष्ण।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Hare Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 Creation Chapter 3 Krishna is the source of all incarnations and today's verses 7 to 10. We read the first 7th verse. Titiyam tu bhavayasyam rasatalagadam mahim Uddirishyan ubadatta yajnesha saugaram vapu Tudiyam tu bhavayasya rasatalagadam mahim Uddarishan upadatta yajnesha saugaram vapu Tudiyam tu bhavayasya rasatalagadam mahim Uddirishan upadatta yajnesha saugaram vapu Sarjamaji.
हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। द्वितीयं तु भवायस्य रसातलगदामहीम् उदरेशन्नुपादत्ता यज्ञेशा सौगरं वपुः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yes, Shimaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। द्वितीयं तु भवायास्य रसातलगदां महीम् उद्धरिष्यन्नुपादत्ते यज्ञेशः सौकरं वपु। हरे कृष्ण।
Mamaji.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। द्वितीयं तु भवायास्य रसातलगदामहि उद्धरीषण्युपादत्ता यद्देशः सौकरं वपुः।
Can read that meaning.
Yes.
Can read the meaning.
Yes, yes. Fine. Dvitiyam, the second. Tu, but. Bhavaya, for the welfare. Asya, of this earth. Rasatala, of the lowest region. Gatham, having gone. Mahim, the earth. Uddarishya, lifting. Upadatta, established. Yet,
See, Mamaji, there'll be a slash over the letters, like over the P or A, you find slash, like Gadam or Gadam also. A, there's a slash over A. Whenever there's a slash, it is Dirgha.
Upadatta.
Well, like that, Gadam. First G, first A, there is no slash. So Ga, TAM is a slash. So Dam, Gadam.
That we have to take
The pronunciation index given in the phone, in the
yes,
end of the book.
end of Upadatta, established. Yajnaneshaha, the proprietor of the supreme enjoyer. Saukaram, hawkish. Vapu, incarnation. Translation: the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices accepted the incarnation of the both, the second incarnation, and for the welfare of the earth, he lifted the earth from the nether regions of the universe. Shri Bhakta Vedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Purport. The indication is that for each and every incarnation of the personality of Godhead, the particular function executed is also mentioned. There cannot be any incarnation without particular function, and such function are always extraordinary. They are impossible for any living being to perform. The incarnation of the boar was to take the earth out of the Pluto's region of filthy matter. Picking up something from a filthy place is done by a boar, and all-powerful personality of God had displayed this wonder to the Asuras, who had hidden the earth in such a filthy place. There is nothing impossible for the personality of Godhead, and although he played the part of the boar by the devotees, he is worshipped, staying always in transcendence. Hare Krishna.
8. Tridiyam Rishisargam Vai Shri Devarshitam Upetyasam Tantram Satudamachashta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yadam Tridiyam Rishisargam Vai Devarshidam Upetyasam Tantram Satudamachashta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yadam Tridiyam Rishisargam Ve Devarshidam Upetyasa Tantram Sattvadamachashta Nashkarmyam Karmanam Yadam. Sarjamaji.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tridiyam Rishisargam cha Devarshatva Uvedhyasa Tandram Sata Sattvamadhyashta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yada. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Tridiyam Rishisargam Vai Devarshitvamupetyasa Tandram Sattvatamachashta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yata. Hare Krishna.
Right. Umamaji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tridiyam Rishisargam cha Devarshitvamupetyasa Tandram Sattvatamachashta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yataha.
Yes. Can read.
Yes, I can read. Tritiyam, the third one. Rasi Sargam, the millennium of the Rasis. Why certainly? Devarsitam, incarnation of the Rishi amongst the demigods. Upateya, having accepted. Saha, he. Tandram, exposition of the Vedas. Sattvatvam, which is especially meant for devotional service. Achasta, collected. Naikarshmyam, Karmyam, non-fructative. Karmanyam, the work. Karmanam, the work. Yataha, from which. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. In the millennium of the Rasis, the personality of Godhead accepted the third empowered incarnation in the form of Devarshi Narada, who is a great sage among the demigods. He collected expositions of the Vedas which deal with devotional service and which inspire non-fruitive actions. Purport. The great Rishi Narada, who is an empowered incarnation of the personality of Godhead, propagates devotional service all over the universe. All great devotees of the Lord, all over the universe, and in different planets and species of life are his disciples. Srila Vyasadeva, the compiler of the Srimad Bhagavatam, is also one of his disciples. Narada is the author of Narada Panchachatra, which is the exposition of the Vedas, particularly for the devotional service of the Lord. The Narada Pancharatra trains the karmis or the fruitive workers to achieve liberation from the bondage of fruitive work. The conditional souls are mostly attracted by fruitive work because they want to enjoy life by the set of their own brows. The whole universe is full of fruitivity workers in all species of life. The fruitivity works include all kinds of economic development plans, but the law of nature provides that every action has its resultant reaction, and the performer of the work is bound up by such reactions, good or bad. The reaction of good work is comparative material prosperity, whereas the reaction of bad work is comparative material distress. But material conditions, either in so-called happiness or in so-called distress, are all meant ultimately for distress only. Foolish materialists have no information of how to obtain eternal happiness in the unconditional state. Sri Narada informs these foolish fruitivity workers how to realize the reality of happiness. He gives direction to the diseased men of the world, how one's present engagement can lead one to the path of spiritual emancipation. The physician directs the patient to take treated milk in the form of curd for his sufferings from indigestion due to his taking another milk preparation. So the cause of the disease and the remedy of the disease may be the same, but it must be treated by the expert physician like Narada. The Bhagavad Gita also gives the same solution of serving the Lord by the fruits of one's labor that will lead one to the path of Naishkarmya or liberation.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Verse 9. Turye dharmakala sarge Narayana Rishi. Sorry. Nara Narayana Rishi. Hudatmo Vashapo. Hudatmam. Atmavashamam. Uvedam Akarod. Agaro Dushcharam Tava. Turye dharmakala sarge Nara Narayana Rishi Bhutva Atmavashamam Uvedam Agaro Dushcharam Tabam Turye Dharmagala Sarge Nara Narayana Rishi Bhutva Atmovashamedam Agaro Dushcharam Tabaham. Sajamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tujye Dharmakala Sarge Naranarayana Vrishi Bhutva Pashamo Vedam Agaro Duscharam Tapaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yashimaji.
Hare Krishna. तुर्ये धर्मकला सर्गे नरनारायण वृषि भूत्वा आत्मोपशमो वेदम् अकरोल् दुश्चरं तपा. हरे
Hare Krishna. Yes, Umamaji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Turye Dharmakala Sarge Naranarayana Rishi Bhutalmo Pashame Podam Magarotushtaram Tabaha.
Yes, you can read the meanings.
Turye, in the fourth of the line, Dharma Kala, wife of Dharmaja, Sarga, being born of Nara Narayana, named Nara and Narayana, Rishi sages, Bhutva, becoming, Atma Upasama, controlling the senses, Upetam, for achievement of, Akarot, undertook, Duskaram, very strenuous, Tapaha, penance. Translation. In the fourth incarnation, the Lord became Nara and Narayana, the twin sons of the wife of King Dharma. Thus he undertook severe and exemplary penances to control the senses. Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Guruji, said something? As King Rishabha advised his sons, tapasya or voluntary acceptance of penance for realizations of the transcendence is the only duty of the human being. It was so done by the Lord himself in an exemplary manner to teach us. The Lord is very kind to forgetful souls He therefore comes himself and leaves behind necessary instructions, and also sends his good sons as representatives to call all the conditional souls back to Godhead. Recently, within the memory of everyone, Lord Chaitanya also appeared for the same purpose, to show special favor to fallen souls of this age of iron industry. The incarnation of Narayana is worshipped still at Badari Narayana on the range of the Himalayas.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Verse
Krishna.
10. Panchamakapilo namam siddhesha kala vipudam provacha sure sankhyam tattvagrama vinirnayam. Panchamakapilo namam siddhesha kala viputam provacha sure sankhyam tattvagrama vinirnayam. Panchamakapilo namam siddhesha kala viplutam provacha sure sankyam tattvagrama vinirnayam. Yes. So, okay. Salijamaji.
Hare Krishna. Panchamaktabilo nama Siddhesha Kala Vipladam Provaja Sudaye Sankyam Tattvagrama Vinirnayam. Hare Krishna.
Right. Jayashimaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Panjama Kapilo Nama Siddheshakala Viplutam Provachasuye Sankhyam Tattvagrama Vinirnayam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Umaji.
Vasudevaya. Panchama Kapilo Nama Siddheshakala Vipludam Provaja Suraye Sankyam Tattvagrama Vinirnayam.
Right.
Translation meanings. Panchama, the fifth one. Kapila, Nama of the name. Siddhesha, the foremost amongst the perfect. Kala, time. Viputam, lost. Vipludam, lost. Provocha, said. Asuraya, unto the Brahmana named
Asure. Asure.
Asuraye, unto the Brahmana named Asuri. Sankhya, metaphysics. Tattvagrama, the sum total of the creative elements. Vinayam, exposition. Translation. The fifth incarnation named Lord Kapila is foremost among perfected beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements and metaphysics to Asuri Brahmana, for in course of time this knowledge had been lost. Shri Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sum total of the creative elements is 24 in all. Each and every one of them is explicitly explained in the system of Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is generally called metaphysics by the European scholars. The etymological meaning Sankhya is that which explains very lucidly by analysis of the material elements. This was done for the first time by Lord Kapila, who is said herein to be the fifth in the line of incarnations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya
Shalagaya
Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udavadamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagarajadam Sangana Raghunathamidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakana Lalitam Shri Vishakantam Sa He Krishna Karuna
Hare
Sindhu
Krishna Karna
Dinabandho
Sindhu Dinabantu
Jaganpade
Jagalpate
Gopesha
Gopesha
Gopika Kanta
Govindika Kanda
Radha Kanta
Namo
Namostate Saptakanjana
Satavahana
Gaurangi
Gaurangi
Radhe
Radhe
Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Namami
Hari Hari
Vancha Kalpadrubhischa Vasindhubhyevacha Vidanam
Pradhanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi
Gauravani
Gaurani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radhara Shri Vasadi Gauravakanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Dideyam tu bhavayasya rasataragdam mahim Uddirishyan vadatta yajnesha saugaram bahu. Dideyam tu bhavayasya. Yes. The supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices accepted the incarnation of a bow, second incarnation, and for the welfare of the earth, he lifted the earth from the nether regions of the universe. So this chapter is about incarnations of Krishna, incarnations, avatara. There are different types of incarnations, as we have seen. There is, first of all, start with Purusha avataras. The Purusha avataras are three in number, three forms of Vishnu. One, Karanodashaya Vishnu, who is a inner resider of the Prakriti. Second is Garbhodashaya Vishnu, who is a inner resider or sum total of the jivas. And then you have the third one, Kshirodashaya Vishnu, who is the inner resider of each and every atomic jiva. So these are the Purusha avataras. And then you have Guna avataras, qualitative, Rajoguna, Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. So then you have Yuga avataras, in the Yugas, and you have Leela avataras. Then you have Shakti Avesha avataras. Shakti Avesha avataras, two kinds, direct and indirect. Indirect is otherwise called Vibhuti. And all these incarnations within this universe are emanating from Kshirodashaya Vishnu, who in turn is emanated from Garbhodashaya Vishnu. Let us understand that within this universe, that means this material universes. So the Garbhodashaya Vishnu is the first incarnation of God, who is first entering this the material universe. So giving details, all these incarnations. Then from Garbhodashaya Vishnu we have Brahma. Brahma is a Prajapati in the sense that he is a creator of the whole universes and the material bodies of the spirit souls. So he's called the first engineer. And then his 10 sons are also Prajapatis. There are 25 Prajapatis total. It's given in 10th canto, 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse 7, 6 or 7. Yes. 6th verse. Mahashya saptavo ve chatvaro manavastada madbhava manasa jada yesham loga ima praja. Mahashya sapta, 7 rishis. Then you have Chatwar, these 4 Kumaras before that, 11. And then you have the Manus, 14 altogether. So 25. 25 are the Prajapatis, and from whom only all this Loka, this whole world, the whole living entities inside the world, have been generated from these 25 Prajapatis, who is coming from Brahma. And Brahma is coming from Garbhodaya Vishnu. Garbhodaya Vishnu is coming from,
Karanodaya,
and Karanodaya Vishnu is coming from
Krishna.
Mahasangarsha. And Mahasangarsha is coming from Narayana. And Narayana is coming from
Sangarshana.
Sangarshana. And Sangarshana is coming from
Baladeva.
Baladeva is coming from
Krishna.
so Krishna is the cause of all causes.
Cause of all causes.
Yes. So you, in one way, you say Krishna will say in 7th chapter, Mame Vamsho Jiva Loge Jiva Buddha Sanadana. It says all living entities are part and parcel of me. But not directly in the sense. So everything emanate, everything, and then finally it will reach. So Prajapatis and the 40 Manus, 7 rishis, every in every kalpa, I'm sorry, in every Manu, in the reign of Manu, there will be 7 rishis. 7 rishis will be there, Indra will be there, and the demigods, main demigods will be there, and then the incarnation of Supreme Personality Godhead, that will also be there in every reign of Manu, which is given, explained in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the 7 Saptarishis will vary from Manu to Manu. And Manu Tara, how many Manus are there?
40 Manus.
40 Manus in one day of Brahma, which is called Kalpa, which is called 1000, is in other words 1000 Chadurigas. Right.
Yes.
So then started talking about the incarnations one by one. The first incarnation we have seen is Kumaras, 4 Kumaras. And the purpose of this incarnation is to teach the Brahmana quality of life, Brahmanyam. What is Brahmanyam? Instruction given on Brahmanyam by the 4 Kumaras, the first sons of Brahma. And they were Nashtika Brahmacharis. Nashtika Brahmacharis means who are now thought of brahmacharya, living the brahmacharya life. Nashtika Brahmachari is also actually known as one who has not discharged sperm in his whole life. So that is of Nashtika Brahmachari. And Kumaras are Nashtika Brahmacharis. Narada is also Nashtika Brahmachari. So having taught this Brahmana, the qualification of Brahmana, by which the process of Brahman realization can be achieved, is detailed by Kumaras. And Kumaras, especially Sanat Kumara, can be seen as speaker of many Upanishads. Especially Chandogya Upanishad is spoken by Sanat Kumara to Devarshi Narada. One who has read Upanishads will know that. So that second incarnation is that we have seen that Bhavayaya Sarasadram Garim Mahim. Second incarnation is a incarnation of Bo. Now, the very beginning itself, they say that it is incarnation is in Devas, in respect to animals, in human species, in all species, the incarnation will be there. So, the incarnation of Bo is in the animal species. Why? There's a particular function. Like Kumaras, you have seen Brahmanyam, one who teaches Brahmanyam. And the function of Bo is to pick the earth up for filthy nether regions of the universe. Now we have seen that we should understand that all the planets are lying in the Garbhodaya Vishnus. And Garbhodaya, how it came to being?
From the perspiration.
Yes, from the perspiration of Garbhodaya Vishnu. So all the planets are within this Garbhodakshaya Vishnus. And the lowest planet is Pluto. In the modern science, we have the 9 planets. The Pluto is the lowest. And we have the Patala. Not exactly Patala. Yes, Patala is there. And we are the Bhuva Loka in the middle. So Bhumi is in the middle. So Bhumi was put in the nether regions of this planet by a demon Hiranyaksha. So to retrieve this earth from this filthy region, now the function of the job of this bow is to live in filthy places. So very correctly, the Lord assumes a form of bow suitable for this function. Like Srila Prabhupada says, every incarnation has got a particular function to perform. And they are there, and once this particular performance function is performed, they go back. And for that, whatever is, whether it is strength, or whether it's intelligence, or whether it is beauty, for in case of Vamana, it's intelligence, in case of Narasimha, it's strength, in case of Mohini, is attraction, beauty, etc., etc. So we have to remember that, always remember that Krishna, or Supreme Personality, is, how many opulences are there? Shada Aishwarya, isn't it? Shada Aishwarya. Krishna is full of Shada Aishwarya. All the
6.
opulence, all strength, all
And what is
speed.
64, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Resha?
What is that? 64? 64?
Not 64, 66. Shut up, Shanamba. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Virasya Yashasashriya Jnana Vairagastaiva Shanam Bhaga Iringanam. Whenever you speak of Bhagavan, this verse should be in your mind. Then only you know who is Bhagavan. You cannot simply say Bhagavan, Bhagavan, all that. When you understand, when you speak on Bhagavan, you should know who is Bhagavan.
Bhaga means
So,
Aishwarya.
yes,
Yeah.
Aishwarya means opulence. Bhaga means opulence. 6 out of 6 Bhaga is opulence. Aishwarya is what?
Aishwarya.
Opulence only. Yasha means fame. Veera means strength or chivalrous. Veera means strength. Jnana means knowledge, beauty, and then Vairagya, renunciation. It is absolute. These qualities are absolute. Now, Krishna, when he comes, he exhibits all this. But other incarnations, they will exhibit 1 or 2. That is why Krishna is for full incarnation. The full Krishna means Bhagavan himself. Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Come in the verse 27. Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. All these are incarnations. Edecham Skalo Pumsan. They are plenary portions and portions of Krishna. But Krishna is full. He exhibits in full all these opulences. In other incarnations, they will they'll exhibit few of these qualities, 1 or 2 qualities. That's all. Here they are come here to fulfill one particular function. And in the case of Bo, he is to retrieve Earth from this Pluto planets. And he does that. He fights with Hiranyaksha, kills Hiranyaksha, and rescues the Earth. So whenever Krishna or the Supreme Personality incarnates in any species, he is totally transcendental. And what he can perform cannot be performed by anyone else. Anyone else. So the third one is Tridiyam Mishisargaive Devarshitum Upetyasa Tantram Satudama Cheshta Nishkarmyam Karmanam Yata. In the millennium of the Rishis, personality Godhead accepted the third empowered incarnation in the form of Devarshi Narada, who is a great sage among the demigods. He collected exposition of the Vedas, which deal with the devotional service and which inspire non-fruitive action. So the next one is Narada. He's called Devarshi Narada. Devarshi means he's a rishi for all the devas. Not only devas, for all human beings also, even animals also, among the animals also, Devarshi Narada is having a lot of disciples. The word Narada is synonymous with devotion. Narada means one who bestows Narayana to a living entity. Narada, one who bestows Narayana to us through the bhakti, through the process of bhakti. How it gives the process of bhakti. That is why he is called Narada. And to whom he is giving this bhakti? The fruity workers who are only interested in economic development, who is inspired by the three of the first Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama. They are not interested in the fourth. They are only interested up to the first three only, especially the middle two, that is Artha and Kama. So all their actions are intended to fulfill some desires. They are only interested, one desire fulfilled, another one crops up, then 10 more crops up, and they are always throughout their lives, they'll be running here and there to fulfill these desires. This is the life of conditioned soul, and most of us are in that group. We are all conditioned souls. We are all interested in sense gratification. But Narada is so merciful that without changing our aptitude, our consciousness, without changing our attitude, that means our propensity to enjoy, he teaches us how to employ this propensity to enjoy for the enjoyment of Krishna. All of us has got the propensity to enjoy. He teaches us how to convert this sense gratification to gratification of Krishna. How? He researched through the Vedas, he assimilated all the Vedas, and from there he picked up those portions which is favorable for devotion service, devotion service to this conditioned fruity workers. And this particular portion which he has picked from Vedas is called Narada Pancharatra. Narada Pancharatra, his book is available in ISKCON, comes in 2 volumes. And then a very famous verse is that Saropadi Vinirmukta Tatparatvena Nirmalam Rishigena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchade. Saropadi Vinirmukta. Once free from all these designations of our life. During the course of life, we have so many designations. We are a student, we are a worker, we are a husband or wife, father or mother, grandfather, grandmother, citizen. Then sometimes, based on our qualifications, We are either learned or not learned, Pandita Pamara, or rich and poor, or according to birth or place, we are Indians, Americans, Japanese, etc., etc., etc. These are called designations. For these, because which is fixed on, or it is put on a real constitution question. It's a put on designation. It's not real one. Because pure soul is always pure. But in many different lives, we have so many designations. And we love our designations that we don't want to come out of these designations. But Sri Narada teaches us how to come out of it by rendering devotion service to Krishna, Rishike and Rishikesham, by serving the master of senses by our senses. So Narada teaches us we need not leave our position. Nobody needs to leave their position, respective position. You may be anything in the social life, in your life. You may have some particular positions. You don't have to change your position. No, you don't have to change your profession. Remaining where you are, fixed in where you are, render this service to Krishna. And then all this fruity working that we are doing, sometimes fruity work may be good work or maybe bad work, good karma, bad karma. Good karma will give you some kind of comforts in this life or the next life. Bad karma will give you material discomfort. Srila Prabhupada means comparative material comfort and comparative material distress. Because according to degree of your good work, you will get this. According to degree of bad work, you will get the opposite. But whether you are enjoying or suffering, ultimately everybody is suffering only. Why we are suffering? Why we are suffering ultimately?
Because we are in this materialistic.
Because we are the
For the
cycle.
sense
We are the
gratification.
cycle of BODD.
Ah.
We are cycle by the. Maybe you may in this particular life we may enjoy, but in the next life we will be suffering. Again you'll be enjoying, again be suffering. This goes on continuously without break. That is within the cycle. So ultimately this cycle is a real cause of sorrow. Dukkha doshan darshanam. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshan darshanam. So the real sorrow, the real cause of distress, the real distress is this BODD. So ultimately, that's why Krishna says, as Srila Prabhupada says, whether you are doing good work for some material comforts or some luxury, or whether you are doing bad work for which you have some distress, ultimately you are in the real distress of BODD. And Sri Narada teaches us how to use this your profession, this whatever your situation, for the satisfaction of Krishna, which is called Nishkama Karma Yoga, based on devotion. So you'll find in the 9th chapter, verse I think 27. Yet karoshi, yed ashnasi, yed dadasi, juhoshiyat, yet tapasyasi kaunteya, tad kurishya madarpanam. 27. Yet karoshi, yed ashnasi, whatever you do, whatever you eat, yet juhoshi, whatever all that you offer, dadasi, what you give it by gift, yet tapasyasi, whatever austerities you undergo, tad kurishya madarpanam, should be done as an offering to me. So each chapter also says, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. So whatever you do, all your activities within this life, within the conditioned life, you offer to Krishna, and then you will not have any karmic reactions. You are free from karmic reactions. And once you are free from karmic reactions, all your karmic reactions will be nullified. And when that is nullified, you will have Krishna realization. So this is being taught by Sri Narada only, very nicely. So this is the beauty of our scriptures. When you go read deep into the scriptures, you find how it is, how optimistic it is, how much hope it is giving. We may the worst fellow, no, Musama Padida Prabhu Nabhai Para. We are begging, we are pleading to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are the most fallen souls. Devotee always feel that he is the most fallen soul. And for reason also, good reason also, he knows that he is most fallen. And when you understand that you are the most fallen soul, naturally you cry out for mercy. And the most merciful is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only. So even though you may be in the worst position, still you have hope. Other religions always say the eternal hell, eternal heaven. No hope. But here, in our system, in the Vedic society, in the Vedic system, everyone has got hope. Even the most fallen ones. But for that, you have to be a serious friend. So Shinada teaches us the devotion service by which you can convert your ordinary activities into devotional activities. So that's why Narada has got so many disciples all over. And Narada Shinada is the most munificent, most merciful. So having discussed the third incarnation, come to fourth incarnation, that is Narayan Rishi. Narayan Rishi, Turi, Dharmakala Sarge, Narayana Rishi, Bhutva Atmobhashamam Upetam Akaro Dushcharam Tava. The fourth incarnation, the Lord became Nara and Narayana, the twin sons of the wife of King Dharma. Thus, he undertook severe and exemplary penances to control the senses. Now, this function of Narayana is to teach tapasya or austerities. Austerities is a voluntary acceptance of some inconvenience. Austerity means the voluntary acceptance. Like we do the Ekadashi, it's a voluntary acceptance of some inconvenience or some hardships or some difficulties or forsaking some comforts. Only when there is austerity, only you'll get knowledge. So austerity is very important. And Narayana Rishi teaches us how to be austere. So Rishabha Maharaja also, he glorifies this tapa. In the fifth canto, you'll find this fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Rishabha Maharaj teaches his 100 sons, including Bharat Maharaj. And the first teaching starts with Nayam Deho Dehabajam Narloge Kashtan Kaman Ahasi Vidbujam Ye Tabo Putra. So Tabo Divyam Putraga Yena Sattvam Shude Yaswan Brahma Swakyam Tu Anandam. Nayam deho dehavajam naloge. When you receive a human form, this form of human life should not be wasted like a hog who is always toiling very hard, to get some very microscopic unit of happiness. So human life form is not to struggle in this material life, trying to achieve something, some little things, which we think is a great thing. That is not the purpose of human form. Then what? Kashtan kaman arhade. They only, the kashta, all difficulties are deserved or for only lower species like dogs, fox, etc. What should human form do? Tabo divyam putraga yena sattvam. Therefore, always do austerities. Sattvam shuddhe. What happened when you do it? Your sattvam, that is your chitta, means consciousness will be purified. Due to austerities, your sattvam, your consciousness will be shuddhe, will be purified. And then what happened? Yasmat, what is the benefit of getting this pure consciousness? Yasmat Brahma Saukyam tu Anandam. Then you'll attain the Brahman. So this is taught by Naranarayana Rishi, who is a personification of austerities. So Narayana Rishi is an incarnation of Krishna, and to teach us how to do sabasya, Narayana teaches us. He undertakes a lot of austerities. So all incarnations teaches us by their performance, by their deeds, not simply words. It teaches us. Narayana Rishi teaches us how to be austere. And what is the benefit of being austere? So the next, fifth one is Lord Kabila. Panchama Kabilo Nama Siddhesha Kala Viplutam Provacha Sureye Sankyam Tadgrama Tattvagrama Vinunayam. The fifth incarnation, named Lord Kabila, is the foremost among perfect beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements and metaphysics to Asuri Brahmana. For in the course of time, this knowledge had been lost. So this is Jnana incarnation. Jnana incarnation of Krishna is Kapila, Lord Kapila, who teaches Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga means metaphysics, and that which makes a deep analysis of the elements, which comprises the matter or material world. Matter is composed of 24 elements, and each and every element is been detailed. You can see how deep is our Vedic philosophy. In every branch, there are so many branches, and in so many branches, first a general thing will be explained, and then each and every subject that is mentioned, this one will be deeply analyzed and spoken. So what are these 25 elements? We explain very nicely.
Panchabhuta, Panchatanmatra,
Yeah.
Panchakarmendriya, Panchadriya, Manas, Ahankara,
Yes.
then Mahat and Prakriti.
Yeah, ego. The ego is called
Ego.
Yeah, ego.
Ahankara is ego.
And that ego, that ahankara, that this that's avyakta. Avyakta is the gunas, 3 gunas put together. So
Mind.
Mahabodhani is 5 gross elements. Then you have this ahankara, buddhi, and avyakta. Avyakta is 3 gunas. So 5 plus 3, 8. Then you have this 5 karmayendriya and 5 jnanendriya, 18, plus manas, the 11 sense, so 19. Then the 5 sense objects. So 24. Yeah, you're right. 24.
Buddhi and Prakriti.
Why? Yes.
4 comes like Manas, Ahankara, Manas, Ahankara, Buddhi and Prakriti.
You can remember this verse, that is the 13th chapter, 5th verse.
13th
Then there will be more clarity.
verse.
It describes, starts with Mahabodhani Ahankara Buddhir Avyaktamevacha Indriyani Dashegamcha Panja Chendriya Gochara. The Mahabodhani is 5 gross elements, starting from sky, ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Okay, 5. Then next come Ahankara, ego, which is coming from Mahatut, Ahankara, Mahatut. Then you have Buddhi,
Buddhi, intellect.
and then you have Avyakta. Avyakta is the 3 gunas.
Rajastama, Sattva.
Then you have 11 senses, 5 karma yoga, jnana yoga, jnanendriya, and 5 karmendriya, plus
Tanmatras.
manas, mind. Mind is also considered as an sense. So 11 senses. Then you have the sense objects. So this is 24. And this is detailed. Each and every element is detailed into many chapters. What depth it goes, just to find out what is matter. And that this the soul has got nothing to do with matter. The soul is different. According to Kabbalah, the 25th element is time, the 26th element is soul, and the 27th element is super soul.
Time, soul,
and super soul. 25, 26, and 27. First 24 is material elements. So this to distinguish two is to emphasize that these material elements is not the self. The self is different from, and these material elements are bound in the time. That's where Kala. Right? Because material elements are created and then it is sustained for some time and then it is destroyed. So that means it is in the wheel time, the time. So the 25th element is time, 26th element is soul, and the 27th element is the super soul. So this jnana was taught by Kapila, who is an incarnation of Krishna. So we'll have another 17 incarnations to discuss. Each and every verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is so sweet, that's so called it's a rasalaya. When you start loving Srimad Bhagavatam, then you nourish these verses, gives you so much transcendent bliss and gives so much knowledge also. Then you will find other pleasures. Like Yamunacharya says, oh, nothing, useless, it's waste, completely useless. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any clarification, read? No. Yo,
Srila Prabhupada.